Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of UA Eats. I'm UA, and today we're gonna review a steakhouse that I've wanted to try for a really long time. Now, well, this one's a chain, like it has locations all around the US, possibly Canada too, but I think mostly the US. And it's been recommended by you guys for a while, and I can't wait to try it. I'm talking about Del Frisco's, and I think this is specifically Del Frisco's Double Eagle, so I think different from other Del Frisco's locations. And not only is this a chain, but this, I believe, is the largest steakhouse in New York. Let me back up a little bit. Yeah, so it's not just this first floor. I believe it occupies a few floors of this building. Okay, not the whole building. I mean, this is like a big skyscraper, so yeah, don't misunderstand me. It's not this whole building, but I think it occupies several floors of it, like a few floors of it. So yeah, my understanding is that this is the largest steakhouse in all of New York City. So, and let me tell you, the people walking in there, like eating here, I mean, they all look like some fancy pants, fancy people, you know, looking really successful business leaders, you know, maybe a couple Lex Luthers or something in there. So we'll see. But anyways, it really says a lot when a chain steakhouse is able to survive in New York, because New York is such a great town for steakhouses. You know, there's so many great steakhouses here that for a chain to survive, it must be pretty good. It must have something to set it apart. And in this case, this one being huge and luxurious in a huge way, that is doing a lot already. But I will say that gimmicks like size and just the atmosphere can only do so much. It's all about the taste. It's all about the food. So let's try Del Frisco's. I'm excited to try it for the first time. It's not just size, guys. It's what you do with it, right? Take a look at this bread. This looks incredible. Oh my goodness. Oily and buttery, and I can just tell it's piping warm just from a glance. Maybe hot out of the oven, so let's try one of these. So let's just rip off a piece of this. Wow. Sorry, it's hard to rip off with one hand. I did my best since I'm pulling the camera with the other. So, give this a try. It's good. It's a little too oily, I think. Like, I do think it's a little too oily. It's warm though, and it's buttery, but temperature's great. Texture's great too, and the flavor's great. Like, it's buttery, but it's just too oily, I think. Like, it's a little too greasy and oily, I would say. And unfortunately, when I grabbed it, all the salt pieces stuck to my fingers. So the salt, I think, was probably welcome to try to cut back on this. So
something to drink besides water? You want a Coke or a drink? Or?
Just water's good.
Water's good? You've been here before?
I haven't, but I think well, what would you recommend, do you think?
I mean, we're known for our steak. That's the thing that people come for.
Yeah.
I love filet. Filet is my personal favorite cut, but there's ribeye, strip, there's dry aged. What do you prefer? What do you normally like?
Yeah, how much is the dry age? Because it says market price, so how much is that one?
Dry aged, I think right now is 89 or 81.
Okay, so how much is the strip and how much is the ribeye?
Let me double check the computer for you.
Okay. Yeah, take your time. Yeah, actually, the salt helps to offset the greasiness, and that was pretty good.
So the dry aged strip is 110. The dry aged ribeye is 91.
Oh, the ribeye is cheaper.
The ribeye is cheaper, yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, I'll do the dry aged ribeye.
The dry aged ribeye?
Yeah, I'll do that. And then
how do you like it prepared?
Medium rare.
Medium rare?
Yeah. Is there a side you recommend?
The sides are all they're all kind of bigger, but get whatever you like. I mean,
okay.
I like our chateau mashed potatoes. Those ones are kind of famous. We have lobster mac and cheese, truffle fries. If you're not super hungry too, did you see any of the lunch stuff on there?
Yeah, I did.
It's smaller. And if you're not into filet, you know, that's really the only good deal on there, I think, is the filet medallions.
Yeah.
You wanted a ribeye, that's completely different.
Yeah.
You don't have to get a side either. If you want, you can do a salad beforehand, or it's your choice.
All right, I'll do the chateau mashed potatoes.
Chateau mash?
Yeah, and yeah, we'll just do those two then.
Yeah, that's perfect.
All right.
Yeah.
Can I hold on to this?
It cooks, yeah. Do you want me to take the lunch menu away?
I'll look at it. Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
And you're good with water?
Water's good.
I'll be back.
All right, thanks.
You're welcome.
All right, guys, so I just placed my order here at Del Frisco's, and lately I've been doing this more. Like, lately I've just been ordering first because sometimes I end up waiting a long time, and I feel like it was kind of hard to catch their attention at one point, so it's okay, no big deal. But that's why I figured I would just order first. I did this when I was in Italy because there the wait times can be astronomical, so I figured I would just order first, and then I'll show you guys the menu afterwards. But let me just talk about the atmosphere here. So it is a nice space, like a really high ceiling, and I mean, even just the first floor is pretty big. And you know, nowadays the economy's not so good, so it's you know, it's becoming a little bit, you know, some of these steakhouses are not as crowded as they used to be, and it's becoming like a little bit easier to get into some of these you know, nicer restaurants. But that being said, this place is completely packed, so that's really a good sign. And this is even just the first floor. Like, there's a whole second floor. I was wrong. I don't think there's 3 floors. They told me there's 2 floors, but they said that for dinner time, the second floor gets really packed. So this looks like a popular place. So it must be a good chain. Anyways, let me show you the menu real quick. So first I want to show you the lunch specials we have here. So here they have a pretty solid lunch special here, a business lunch for just $39. So maybe we can think about coming here sometime. But we didn't wind up doing this because I took a look at it, and you know, they really only have filet mignon. They don't have many other steaks here, although they do have swordfish, but they don't have any dried steaks, so that's why I still wound up ordering off of the dinner menu. But just want to show you what they have on this business lunch, just in case you're interested. So they got some salads. They got Cobb salad, steakhouse salad, shrimp, as well as a poke bowl, which looks pretty interesting. Spicy Asian slaw. I'm kind of curious about that. I guess this is their take on the Greek salad with shrimp and you know, yeah, that looks really interesting. So, all right, and then handheld Wagyu cheeseburger. They got cheese steak even for $34. And we tried one of these Wagyu cheesesteaks in Philly, actually. That was like over $100, so that's actually not a bad price. Lobster roll, and then more salads, lobster bisque, and then yeah, these are the entrees: salmon, chicken, swordfish, and filet mignon. But we want to try the best stuff here for the video, so maybe we'll do this lunch special some other day. And then let's take a look at their dinner menu. So just going to show you guys the cocktails here, old-fashioned. I don't know too much about cocktails and alcohol. I don't really drink much, so I don't really know what a Sazerac is, just going to be honest. And then, yeah, margaritas and whatnot. So just going to show you what they have here. So, and then other than that, their menu's bigger than I thought. I thought it was just this one page, but oh yeah, it's not the biggest menu. That's pretty much it. So they got a shellfish tower for a market price. A lot of these things are market price, it looks like. So these are their chilled items: caviar, beef carpaccio, lobster and crab and oysters and whatnot. So this all looks standard, and they got sashimi too. So yeah, it looks like yeah, definitely a little bit of Asian influence they're a fan of here. And crab cakes, octopus, all sorts of good stuff, and more salads. I was tempted to get the lettuce wedge. I love me a blue cheese wedge salad, but actually maybe we can think about adding this heirloom tomato and burrata salad. That sounds kind of nice. So, and then these are their steaks. So filet mignon, bone-in filet. Why are so many things market price here? It's a little sus. I don't know why. I haven't seen so much market price on steakhouses unless it's like Wagyu stuff. And ironically, the Snake River Farms Wagyu filet is $75. So not a bad price for Snake River Farms, actually. Then their prime ribeye, $76. Bone-in prime ribeye. It's not cheap, this place. I mean, you would think that a chain would be a little bit more affordable, but this place is not cheap by any means. So yeah, again, market price for the porterhouse. What is going on here? But then they got premium cuts here. They got Wagyu, Japanese A5 Wagyu. Not cheap, $93 for just 3 ounces. It's imported from Japan, I'm guessing, but it's not cheap. But they have real Kobe beef here, real Kobe steak. So we won't do this today, but maybe we'll come back because it's hard to find real Kobe beef. So you know what? Let's come back sometime and review this Kobe beef. I feel like you guys would like to see that. And then dry aged steaks here. Look at this, 45-day dry aged strip and ribeye. Their market price. So, oh my goodness, like I wound up having to ask, and it's I think I mean, it was quite expensive for only 16 ounces. So this is an expensive restaurant, guys. Oh my goodness. So, and then Chilean sea bass, swordfish, some of these things we saw on the lunch menu, a lobster tail, short rib and lamb chops and whatnot. So yeah, some expensive place, guys. And then for sides, he confirmed this for me. Yeah, I heard that this chateau mashed potatoes is supposed to be pretty good, so we wound up getting that. So anyways, guys, we ordered first, so yeah, you know what, I figured that's just more efficient, you know? That way I get my food sooner and don't have to sit around, so let's wait for our food. By the way, how am I dressed? I mean, the website really stressed that, you know, we have a strict dress code, so you gotta make sure you dress nicely. The website kind of stressed that, so I made sure to, you know, look the part today, and I gotta say, I think I kind of fit in a little bit more this way here. Indeed, this is a chain, but this place still gives me like a fancier vibe, like, you know, like all the fancy finance people of the world, all the fancy pants New York suits, it seems like. A good rule of thumb I found is that where finance people are eating tends to be pretty good, so let's see if that hypothesis is put to the test here. Actually, I just looked around the restaurant for a bit, and yeah, their second floor is pretty huge. I mean, there's a big space there, and actually, I didn't realize that they have a basement too. Maybe that's why I thought that this place had 3 floors, because they have a basement, this first floor, and then a pretty large second floor too. But the basement, I think, was mostly for like private events. I didn't really see much going on there, and there was a closed off door at one point, and I felt like I wasn't probably supposed to be down there. So yeah, I mean, I think probably they have 2 public floors, and the basement maybe is for like special events or private events, or I don't know, maybe they open it up sometimes. So anyways, let's wait for our food.
Be careful, hot plate.
Sounds good, thank you.
Both plates are hot.
Okay. Okay, thank you. All right, all our food is officially here, and it's looking pretty good. I mean, look at this sear on this guy, and look at that beautiful black pepper crust. Looking pretty good. This is a 16-ounce dry-aged ribeye. Yeah, I guess that looks a bit 16 ounces. It's not the biggest steak, and it was expensive. It was like $91, so that's a bit of a shame, but I guess it is what it is. Hopefully it tastes good and it was worth the wait too. And these mashed potatoes look incredible. I mean, just look at this. Oh my goodness, it almost looks like they kind of have like some char on them, probably baked in the oven. Fresh butter is still melting on top. Oh my goodness, I can't decide what I want to eat first. I mean, those are some delicious golden brown looking mashed potatoes. So, wow. Yeah, guys, these mashed potatoes just look so good, and I don't want that butter to melt too much. So let's just try a bite of the mashed potatoes while we can. So, besides, this plate indeed is pretty hot. Like it really is hot. So I think it's gonna keep it warm regardless. So let's just take a bite of these mashed potatoes before the butter completely melts within it. So, wow, looking great, right? All right. Okay, those are incredible. Wow. Oh man. Wow, these finance people, they sure know what they're doing. Or I don't know if it's finance up here, but these important looking businessmen. Wow, I mean, so soft on the inside, crispy bits on the outside, and they're chunky too. Like, they're not smooth. I like smooth mashed potatoes, but I kind of prefer them chunky like this, like the heterogeneity and like, you know, like mixing up the texture. Like, these almost taste like a fancy, like homemade Thanksgiving mashed potatoes. Wow. Honestly, we're getting close to Thanksgiving time, so some gravy would go perfectly with this. Oh, it's so good. Honestly, they called these chateau mashed potatoes. I was expecting something French and elegant, but this is actually like rustic, and it really is like a home cooked, like a grandma's recipe mashed potatoes, but like turned up a notch. Like, oh my goodness. So, and next up, the steak. Don't mind the piece of mashed potato that fell on it, but this actually looks pretty similar to how I make steak at home, where I like to add a ton of black pepper. You know, get a real nice black pepper crust on it. So, wow, just take a look Oh my goodness, look at this incredible crust on this baby, incredible sear. This is how I like to do steak at home too, you know, with like a ton of black pepper, get a nice black pepper crust across this guy. Look at how tender this is looking from that dry aging process and all the fat from the ribeye. And let's see if we got sear on both sides. Yep, we got a beautiful sear on both sides. Might not be the biggest steak, but it's not a small one, and it's looking like an incredible meal. Oh my goodness. So let's just cut into the middle and check the doneness. Why don't we? Okay, yeah, I would say that's generally an acceptable cook, I'd say. Not the most even cook, but generally within range. Yeah, actually, no, I take it back. I think it's a solid cook. I think that's a good medium. I think it's a good medium rare, I would say. That's looking like a solid cook. And yeah, I mean, I guess it was on this hot plate, so maybe it wasn't going to be completely even, but looking pretty solid nonetheless. So, oh my goodness, just look at how tender this baby is. I have a good feeling about this, so. All right, let's dig in. But let's give this a try. Oh. Oh, that is incredible. Oh, I know some people tend to be biased against chains, but that might be one of the best steaks I've had in a long time. Wow, that was really, really good. There's not much to dislike about this steak. I mean, it's just so tender. I mean, look, it's so tender, so juicy, and like so tender, so juicy. The seasoning is on point too. You know, maybe I'm a little biased because this is made the way that I like to make it at home, with a bunch of, you know, loaded up on the black pepper, get a nice black pepper crust across. So I like it this way, but it's seasoned well, not too salty, like the perfect amount of saltiness. It's tender and it's juicy, just the way you want ribeye to be, but it's not like an indulgence of fat. It's not like you're eating like unrendered blubber pieces, which I don't like. Like I've had steaks like that, and it's really not very pleasant. Some people like it, but it's not really for me, but it's great. The sear, the crust too, nice and crispy on top. Oh my goodness, and guys, the aged flavor too of this guy, the dry aged flavor, you taste that dry aged like funky flavor, so it wasn't cheap, guys, but I don't know. I mean, was this worth like 91 bucks? I mean, it's definitely among the most expensive steaks I've had, but especially being so small, but I don't know, guys, it was really good. So I think this is the rib cap here, so let's give this rib cap a try. The rib cap being the best part of the whole cow, in my opinion. So don't worry, if it's not good, I'll say so. No capping. You know, isn't that what Gen Z says these days? All right, anyways. Oh man. Oh, that is incredible. Oh man, one of the best steaks I've had this year, like top 5. I'm being serious, maybe even top 3. That was so good. While the rib cap, I think, when done well, is the best part of the whole cow. Oftentimes the rib cap becomes dry, like, you know, it becomes dry and stringy and lame. It becomes overcooked, which makes sense because it's on the edge. But in this case, no, that rib cap is still flavorful, juicy. Oh my goodness, and just chock full of that beefy flavor. It kind of absorbed more of the dry aged flavor. Like the dried flavor is stronger in the rib cap here than the rest of the steak. And wow, guys, I mean, the beefy flavor of the steak too is just incredible. Like, it's not just the dry aging, the seasoning, the juiciness, the fat. Like, the flavor of this beef is just incredible. It's like the whole dry aging process just amplified everything. Concentrated that fat, concentrated that beef flavor. Wow. So part of what makes a dry aged steak so awesome, I'm just gonna break it down for you guys, is that as the name implies, it's dry aged, like it's dried out. So basically, not only do you get that like funkiness as like it, you know, as it ages, but as you dry age it, like the enzymes kind of like break it down, really make that meat more tender, more flavorful, adding that like kind of like funky flavor. Another thing that dry aging does is that it kind of like shrinks the meat. Like you know, it dries out the moisture, it gets rid of some excess water, and it kind of concentrates fat, and the beef also becomes more kind of concentrated as well. So fattiness, beefiness can just taste all the more richer since there's less filler. Does that make sense? So, more mashed potatoes, please. You know, I'm just gonna use a serving spoon, and this, you know, he said this was a servable portion, but it's just all for me. So sometimes life can be pretty good. You eat a whole big plate of mashed potatoes for two for yourself. So. They really had the right idea with these mashed potatoes. They even left the skins in them, which add even more like, you know, textural contrast, flavor contrast, a little bit of an earthy flavor, which I really like, and also some nutrition too. I mean, the skin is nutritious, and it's a shame how many people don't eat it. So, wow, guys, just look at how tender this guy is. Just look at this. Just look at how juicy and tender this is. This is, oh my goodness, this is like a perfect steak almost. Wow. Have you guys ever seen that movie, The Matrix? So, spoiler alert, you know, pause here if you haven't seen it, you don't want spoilers, but the movie's like, you know, 20 years old. So remember when Cypher is betraying the Nebuchadnezzar crew to Agent Smith? One of my favorite scenes from that movie was the steakhouse scene, because, you know, I like steak. So I used to always wonder how good that steak must have been to get Cypher to betray his crew. So I don't know, guys, judge Cypher all you want, but when you got such an incredibly tender, juicy, delicious, crispy crust piece of steak in front of you, I don't know, especially with these delicious, crispy edges here, I don't know, guys. Just gonna cut into this guy, and I'm just gonna tell Agent Smith, I'm just gonna be like, I know this steak doesn't exist. I know that when I put it in my mouth, the Matrix is telling me that it's juicy, delicious, dry-aged, well-seasoned, and tender, and cooked to a perfect medium rare. But you know what I say? Oh.
Still talking well over here?
Oh, very good. Very good. He threw off my Matrix immersion. But anyways, I would say, you know what, Agent Smith? Plug me back into the Matrix. I don't want to live in a world where there's no dried steaks anyways. You know, real or virtual. Anyways, I'm going to finish eating, and we'll share final thoughts outside. All right, guys, so I just finished eating at Del Frisco's, and I think we ordered a little bit less than we typically do, but it's okay because the bread was big and it was a big portion, so we have leftovers left. Del Frisco's, guys, Del Frisco's Double Eagle was just incredible. I mean, let me tell you, I mean, here in New York, there's so many great steakhouses. So like, you know, when there's a chain coming into town, you feel like for it to survive here in New York with so many good steakhouses, it must be doing something right. And Del Frisco's Double Eagle Steakhouse definitely is doing something right. I mean, it's not like, oh, it's a cool atmosphere, it's big and, you know, kind of luxurious feeling. The food is great, and, you know, because the food is great, they can house so many people and have such a big building, you know what I mean? So I really mean this. I really felt that this place, Del Frisco's, I felt like it was every bit as good as all the great steakhouses I've eaten at. I mean, it was fantastic. My only gripe is that it's probably not among my favorite just because it's expensive. Like, I felt like for a dry-aged steak, $91, it definitely is expensive. That's one of the most expensive steaks I've had for like a single portion too, like for 16 ounces. You know, obviously I've had more expensive steaks that are meant to be shared, like porterhouses, which I kind of got just to, you know, for the video, but you know, for a single portion, a 16-ounce steak, it was overpriced, I felt like. I mean, for it to be market price, it's just kind of weird. I've never seen that before. I've never seen just a normal dried steak just be market price. So, you know, 91 bucks, drop that by 20 bucks, and then we're kind of more at an average price. But that being said, the taste was great. You know, the potatoes were great in a huge portion. The potatoes were definitely reasonably priced, especially for the big portion and the quality. So, guys, Del Frisco's, hey, I mean, if you're interested in trying it, you're willing to spend a little bit more than you normally would for steak, or you know, or if it's you know, you're one of these fancy businessmen, you're able to get it expensed. I definitely recommend it based upon quality, Price though is definitely a little bit high, but quality though, I would say that this was as good as any steakhouse I've been to. But anyways, guys, that's just my opinion, so let me know what you think. If you've eaten at Del Frisco's before and if you liked it, so let me know in the comments, because great minds eat alike. And as always, if you like my vids, like and subscribe. That way you stay up to date whenever I post another video. And it's also in like a nice location. I mean, that's a Radio City Music Hall over there, and Times Square is also right over there. So guys, I know a lot of people like to say like Times Square is lame, there's not a lot of good food around here, but I don't think that's necessarily true. I mean, at least when it comes to steakhouses, there's a ton of great options here. I mean, there's Del Frisco's, and then there's Gallagher's over there, and there's the Palm also right around the corner. And if you're willing to walk a little bit, like a few blocks, like maybe like 6 blocks, there's Keen's. So definitely good stuff in this neighborhood, to be honest. So anyways, that's gonna be it for this video. So until next time, I'll see you later.